quiet of night, I whispered my plea, holding her close, hoping for her decree.
The breath here tastes of hot metal and sand, like you could taste the furnace. For a second, the yard is a single low hum, the bell waiting to be born. Then the fire answers.
That hum feels like a doorway. I can feel the vibration under the ribs. How do you even start to describe a sound that also holds a memory?
I used to think bells were just for signaling prayer times, but standing at the crucible, you see, and hear how a bell becomes a community's clock, its mourning voice, its clarion for celebration.
My argument for the hour is simple. A bell is not a decoration or a souvenir. It's a living archive. If we listen carefully, we can hear how craft choices, consecration, and everyday use knit memory into sound. That's what I want you to hear with me today.
Good. And quick ethics note. We recorded these conversations with permission, and we coordinated with temple authorities before capturing ritual moments. Full sourcing and release details are in the show notes.
Picture a narrow yard outside Siem Reap. Wooden poles, a rounded sand mold like a sleeping bowl, and a small shelter where the family pours bronze. At dawn, the master lights the furnace. He told me the first flame is for safety, the second for the metal's spirit.
When I was a boy, my father put a hammer in my hand and said, "Listen before you strike. The bell tells you where to hit. Bronze is stubborn. It needs respect."
Listen before you strike. Yes, that sounds almost ritual in itself. Did he mean that literally, or is it more of a way of being in the workshop? Both. The ear learns to feel the metal. You hear the note change when the hammer is true. You cannot hurry it.
He also described the alloy for me in hands-on terms, mostly copper, a smaller tin content, roughly 9 parts copper to 1 part tin, with a touch of lead for certain temple bells. He asked that we note exact measures will be listed in the show notes only after the metallurgist confirms them.
Wait, 9 to 1. That's helpful. From a material standpoint, that leans toward bronze that's warm and long-sustaining, rather than bright and brittle. Exactly. Higher tin raises pitch and brightness. Lead rounds the throat a little and shortens sustain a little. Tuning, then, is subtraction. You remove metal in precise places so the overtones align. It's geometry and listening at once. So tuning is both geometry and listening. You need the ear and the sense of where to remove weight. That's a rare craft cognition. I was nervous the first time I poured. My hands shook. The master told me, breathe with the bell. When the molten metal flows, it's a line. Your hands must follow that line, not force it. Breathe with the bell. That image could be said in a monastery as well as a workshop. There's a thread between craft and ritual that keeps coming back.
Right. Let's test a small tension we noticed. You pushed to foreground technical detail in our planning. I wanted to center people and stories. Which matters more when you think about a bell's life?
I'm not sure I buy the idea that the stories alone can keep a bell sounding. If the alloy is wrong or the tune is off, the bell fails its social work. Livelihoods depend on sound that lasts.
I hear you. No argument that material quality matters. My worry is that an instrument can be perfect and still be hollow to people if it never participates in life. A bell needs both craft and community to become meaningful.
You cannot make a bell for money alone. If the buyer only wants a name on the lip, they forget the listening. The bell will tell you if it was made with care. That's the tension. Livelihoods versus craft stewardship. We explored how market pressures shape choices. Some makers shorten steps to meet demand. Others hold fast to method and risk losing quick sales.
At the foundry, the day moves like a dance, shaping damp sand molds, a short blessing before the pour, the master guiding the apprentice's hands. After the pour, the bell cools and it's all hammers and files, then hours of careful strikes to find the voice.
When you strike a bell, multiple frequencies speak at once. The fundamental is the note you hear. The overtones give color. A good bell's overtones sit with the fundamental. They don't fight it. If they clash, the sound feels like a mistake.
I tried a tuning strike, and the master laughed, then corrected my posture. The hammer should speak to the bell, not bully it, he said. It was a lesson in humility as much as technique.
He laughed, and then he showed me where to thin the lip. Small removal, then strike. Small removal, then strike. You learn the bell's patience. We followed the Finnish bell to the monastery for its consecration. The monk led chants, but the monk told me something I didn't expect. The sound itself becomes a teacher when it lives in a community. We chant and offer, and then the bell rings at dawn and dusk. People hear it and remember to gather, to give, to be kind. Its sound is a small, steady reminder. When my child was born, we brought the bell to the monastery. The abbot tapped 3 times and said a blessing. Years later, it called us to a wedding. The bell keeps our family's time. Births, weddings, the flood year. It's how we tell our story. That's the lived archive in action. From an anthropological sense, objects like this mediate memory across generations. They're not just instruments, they're relational anchors.
Before we hold the ambient moment, a few practical tips if you visit a foundry. Wear closed-toe shoes, accept PPE if offered, ask permission before photographing, and consider supporting the maker with a purchase or donation.
And at a temple, dress respectfully, follow caretakers' directions, ask the abbot before recording ceremonies, and never assume a ritual can be moved or sold. Those simple steps keep relationships intact.
Close your eyes for a moment. Picture the courtyard. People cluster. A child reaches for the bell rope. A laugh. Then a single strike. Let that bell's first voice settle in your chest. We held a longer ambient mix there. Hammering, files, chant, market murmur, birds, and the bell at distancers. Sit with it for a minute and listen for how the bell sits with those human sounds. And breathe with it. When you hear the bell again later, notice what has changed. Did it sound older, fuller, younger? That's the bell's life. Audible. In time.
People will say, the bell sounded this way when everyone knows what moment they mean. The bell keeps our stories. We care for it as we would care for an elder. We also asked the metallurgist a simple listening test you can use. Strike gently and listen for clarity of the strike and the sustain. If the fundamental and overtones are clean and the ring holds, the bell was likely well made.
If you're thinking of commissioning a bell, work through local networks. Ask for a written agreement about delivery and consecration, and be patient. These pieces take time and attention. Shortcuts cost sound and meaning.
We tried to keep both craft and community at the center. And honestly, there were times we argued about which to foreground. But the field kept reminding us, the bell is where technique and social life meet. Both matter.
As the master said while we watched the first toll, when the bell finds its voice, people forgive things more easily. I think he meant the sound makes space for care. Small acts, repeated.
And from a cultural standpoint, listen to those sounds when you travel. They teach you how a place keeps time, names grief, and celebrates. That's where culture lives.
Thank you to the master caster and his family, the apprentice, the monk, the temple custodian, and the metallurgist who shared their time and their expertise. Full credits, permissions, and source notes are in the episode show notes.
If this episode moved you, please subscribe so we can keep sharing stories of craft, memory, and the small things that hold communities together.
Walk the temples with me. Ancient stones, modern stories. Warm welcomes, quiet stones, loud stories. Until next time, hear Cambodia's heartbeat.
Oh, shining diamond, flawless and red, you stand so quiet, soft in the air. I dared not to rush you, feared you'd flee. Your heart too pure to belong to me. If you turn away, I reach and bind, press my hand, still body and mind. Your brows I trace, your breath I steal. This mark I place is dark and real. From this moment break and fall, hear the spell, obey the call. False love born from sacred lies, second one whispers through closed eyes. Follow me, don't fight, don't run, your soul is caught, my work is done. Empty will, your light undone, under spell, under Sigmund. Crystal beauty, diamond bright, caught between shadow, charm and night. Time won't save you, truth won't last. This vow is carved, the line is cast. My words are smoke, my touch is fire. I bend your heart to dark desire.